Good morning, Bridge Nation. My name is Richie B.
You know this is your boy Shelz. What going?
DJ Audley in the building. What happened there?
I forget him name, Richie.
Yeah,
With
Come here, I wonder who they are playing.
Look like somebody whisper in my ears and say, yo, who's in
Well, listen, we in the building. We
Lego from around there, so.
Well, I'm the present teacher.
All right, so. Big respects. We're here.
Yeah.
And we're going to take care of Bridge Nation until 10 o'clock this morning. Today being a Thursday, right?
Yeah.
By the time I move so fast, let me look on this computer and see what date it is. It's the 9th of March already.
Got that.
And we are moving on. Of course, we've got a lot to offer you this morning right here on Top of the Bridge Up and Go. It's now time for
WTF.
What the Facts?
All right, Bridge Nation. Paula Llewellyn is the first woman to be appointed Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP. Paula Llewellyn, as we mentioned, is the first woman to be appointed Director of Public Prosecutions. She was appointed in the year 2008. Now, prior to this, she became the first woman to act in the position of Director in 1999. And in 2003, she became the first woman to be appointed the position of Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions. So, that's a first on her way up to the top, you know?
Yeah,
it's a good look.
You could almost call her Queen Paula.
Queen Paula. Auntie Paula. Yeah.
Hi, Lady Paula Llewellyn. Yeah, that's a remarkable achievement.
What?
And she has been in that post for quite some
Yeah, I
time.
never knew it was 2008.
Yeah. From 2008.
That's a long
And
time.
I think there's a discussion going on as to whether or not she should extend it beyond a certain date or a certain age. And I remember there's a noted attorney, Hugh Wildman, who came out swinging like, hey, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But she has been there for quite some time. We say good morning to her, and of course all the members of staff at the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. All right? That's an interesting fact, and that was
WTF.
What the Fact.
Yeah, get them on.
All right, now, Bridge Nation, here we are going. Apparently, there's a new media and music company out there looking to do some big things. You understand what I'm saying? So on March 8th, just yesterday, Billboard announced that former Apple executive Larry Jackson is embarking on a new business venture called Gamma that will allow major artists and brands to work in tandem with music, films, merchandise, fashion, and other areas. Now, Gamma was co-founded by former Interscope CFO Ike Youssef and is said to have $1 billion available in equity and debt, according to Variety magazine. The first artists to actually join the Gamma roster were Usher, big names already, and Rick Ross. And also there's a stake in the Death Row catalog, which as we know is acquired by Snoop Dogg and rumored to be a part of this new endeavor. So, not much is being said, but it's coming out, and apparently, you can't laugh with Larry Jackson. He's a like a genius over there. So,
what's the name of the gentleman? Yusuf?
Ike Youssef.
Ike Youssef.
Yeah.
That,
former Interscope CFO.
That's a major development out there, and he's making a very, very big start, signing Usher
and Rick Ross.
And Rick Ross.
And Snoop Dogg not too far away. So.
Yeah, man.
Big artists.
And it seems like he's doing it at multi levels.
Yeah, so as I said, it's not just music. It's nice to see that he's going to branch off into films, merchandise, fashion, and all of that. So it's a big look.
I actually initially saw a report and I thought it was 200 million, but I think that is only one project in all of this. So he obviously has some money.
Yeah,
and
big
he's
investment.
investing big time into the music and entertainment industry. Wish him well.
That's right.
Maybe he'll sign a Jamaican artist sometime down the line. Shenseea was signed sometime. As a matter of fact, talking about Shenseea, Drake and Shensea's long-rumored
what's happening?
Collaboration is what I was trying to say.
Okay, musical
collaboration.
Okay. All right.
Apparently has been leaked online, leaving some fans somewhat disappointed. Well, Urban Islands first reported in June 2021 that the dancehall singer and the Toronto rapper got a collabo in the works. At the time, her musical nemesis Spice also spilled the beans on the collab during one of her Instagram live sessions. Since then, the rumors have died down, and Shenseea has since shared she's open to collaborating with Drake, but iced the age-old allegations she was involved in a relationship with him. Well, fast forward to today, and it seems a snippet of a song purported to be a collaboration with Shenseea and Drake is making the rounds online. The audio clip features the two artists in their distinct flow, trading bars over what is described as a trippy beat. I come first. Wet up, make it slide. Quicker. That's as much as we can take from the lines and the bars. Shenseea was singing those, and Drake was coming through singing "Slide through,
slide through,
come get this good love I provide you."
Good love I provide you. 6.
Yeah,
We need it.
So it looks like there's a collab in the making. Neither Shenseea nor Drake have reacted to the alleged leak, but some fans are already questioning its authenticity. Others are sounding off, saying it's not what they expected to hear from the two, suggesting that it's kind of underwhelming. So.
Okay.
It's early days yet.
Yeah, I've never
once it comes out, it's going to develop its own traction.
It's a leak.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Good luck. That would be a good look for Shenseea, definitely.
Hey, why not?
And I keep saying it, Shelz, oddly, for all that she's doing, and the company she's keeping.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a far-fetched thought that she might very well break through sometime in the near future in a big way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just patience, not only from her, but her fans too.
Right.
Because I know they honor.
Yeah.
She undoubtedly, let me tell you, Richie and Shelz, she's in a different league now.
She's in the space.
You know?
Yep.
She's out there.
You know, if you look at her IG posting and stuff, I mean, she's definitely
navigating.
up there in the big
Yeah, she's navigating.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for
Update.
time now for the proverb of the day.
The older the moon, the brighter it shine.
Really?
The older the moon, the brighter it shine.
You can believe that.
Real thing?
Take my word for it.
The older the moon. Okay.
All right. It is said that age brings wisdom, and that is the official meaning of that proverb.
That is
the
true.
older the moon, the
brighter it shine.
The brighter it shine. And it means age brings wisdom. All right.
Okay.
Now to someone's pet peeve. A pet peeve is something that someone else does to, that you find annoying, irritating, or even upsetting. And today's pet peeve comes from one of our listeners.
Nation, my pet peeve is the fact that my country, Jamaica, is known for being the land of wood and water, and we constantly having water problem. I'm stressed. I'm tired because of water problem. You have to wake up to catch your water to bathe yourself. I don't understand it. How is it we are the country for land, right, wood and water, and we constantly having issues, especially with water? Is a pet peeve of mine. We need to do better.
Hey, I used to have a joke back in the day where people never too like. I used to say Jamaica land of wood and water shortages, and people used to fight me on. You see me? Yeah, I used to say that enough time, but hey, it is what it is. But I will say though, Richie, before I get into the pet peeve itself, one thing I do love about Jamaica is that I'm not have a fret for drink water straight from the tap. I don't think that's a blessing I think we really take for granted, because I see or something that when you go in some first world country, it's like, hey, if you dare do that,
properly treated.
Yeah, man. So
yeah, man. If you go to the Cayman, the water is quite salt, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
See, that's a little blessing there. So I mean, of course, that takes serious management.
Yeah.
And I hope.
I hope we get some relief from the drought. The Almighty is hearing our prayers.
I agree.
And we hope that, because it's right across the island.
Yeah.
And we still have some way to go. So let's hope that we get some rainfall very soon.
Yeah, but that's a definite pet peeve, especially you need water and all these things. But
it's rough.
It's rough. Tough it out. Because so you go.
Now, we've seen recently where Senator Damion Crawford, Shadow Minister of Education and Training for the People's National Party, has in fact chimed in on the teachers' stance against the wage increase they have been offered by the government. And he held a press conference yesterday emphasizing that the educators have in fact sacrificed enough and should not be expected to sacrifice any further. If my memory serves me correct, I saw where he was asking for a minimum of about an approximate figure, 300,000 or so, 300,000 per month. And the question is, can the government afford it? Where will they get the money from? And maybe he'll have some suggestions in that regard. Of course, yesterday, the Jamaica Teachers Association rejected the Ministry of Finance's wage offer once again. This morning we have Senator Damion Crawford with us. Good morning, Senator. Welcome. How are you doing?
Morning, sir.
Morning, my brothers. How you doing?
We're doing well, Senator. First of all, what are you?
The teachers now are going to sign up for this $1 million program you just mentioned.
They might need to. Because how else are they going to see $1 million?
Yes.
But you are proposing what? I think you quoted 300,000 at a minimum.
Yeah, gross 291. So the gross salary currently being offered is 2.8 million, and we're saying that it's reasonable for 3.5 million gross. So before taxes.
You use the word reasonable, but
Yes.
the government would use the word, is it affordable? And maybe you can walk us through how that could be possible.
Well, first of all, we must accept that the government is the only employer that can use affordability as its final conversation. You have no other employer that can say business is going great and then equally say we cannot pay you at the same time. So as an owner of a business, I can tell you that when business is not going good, you can call your staff and say, listen, this is where we are. If we're going to survive, we can't give you more than X, but you must decide if you can accept X. In the contrary, the government is saying the economy is doing well. We are being lauded internationally. They claim, they say it's a miracle or recovery. We have surpassed the pre-COVID levels. These are arguments that they have put forward. And then simultaneously say, but we can't afford to pay. So the listeners must accept what is affordability. Affordability is the ratio of cost to funds available. So I can't afford a boat because the amount of money the boat costs is greater than the funds that I have available. But Mr. Leachin can afford a boat because the amount of money that he has is greater than the funds needed to buy a boat. So what is the funds that the government have? The government have $1 trillion, $1,000 billion. That's what the government has available to it. So what the government chooses to prioritize is going to be important. If they pay the teachers $3.5 million gross, it will cost the government another $20 billion. They will then get $5 billion of that in taxes. So the government will receive back from the people they pay 25% of the pay that they give them. That is why you call it PAYE. Mm-hmm. So the net expense is $15 billion to government. Just 3 weeks ago, the government said they collected $80 billion more than they expected to collect. It's like you go to your ATM and say, I see 8 million more than I expected to see, or 800,000 more than I expected to see. If your child said to you, oh, Daddy, you know that I have school fee to pay of that 8 million more that you expected to see, it is 1.5 million. You can't claim you can't afford it because you got 8 million more than you expected. And this is 1.5 million. So therefore, the availability of funds as versus the funds needed suggests that the government could afford a $15 billion intervention.
Those, I would say, are some strong arguments, in all honesty, Damion. But the 300,000 or 291 net, is that for the entry level or the graduate teachers?
Okay, the 291 gross, I think that's about 250 net. That is for what you call the band 4. So we have about 26,000 teachers. Mm-hmm. The vast majority are in band 4, about 20,000 teachers. Mm-hmm. So the current anxiety exists in band 4 in the main, and the current anxiety for the system also exists in band 4, meaning where the vast majority exists, you first must settle that segment. And then you can go to where the other minorities exist. But the operation of any segment must be dependent on where about 85% of the teachers exist, which is band 4, trained graduate.
Okay.
So the proposal is for the trained graduate to get 291 gross, about 250 net.
Mm-hmm. There is the argument that has been put forward that if the teachers do not accept, then it could be a while yet before they can actually get this this money that has been offered, some $12 billion. Do you agree with that analysis?
No, that's what you call bad man negotiation, to say if you don't take this in, you're not going to get it or you're going to be punished. First of all, back pay is what is owed to the teachers, not a gift to the teachers. It's being promoted as if it is a gift. If you owe me my money, then how you pay me is not only up to you. How you pay me also is up to me. What is this back pay for? The government said to the teachers last year and the year before that we will not give you the agreed amount because we have to go through a process of coming to what should be the agreed amount. So take this amount for now, and then when the agreement is made, you will get the addition that you should have gotten. So it's like you're interviewing me for $100,000, and I said, listen, Damien, take $20,000 and I'll give you the next $80,000 when we get the advertisement money in 2 months. When the advertisement money comes, it's not a gift. Mm-hmm. You owe me that $80,000. So when the government claimed that they would have to, by law, not pay immediately, that no law exists that allows for that. First of all, the government says they have some money now in this budget, 2022, 2023. If you have the money now and you don't want it to go in the next budget, which starts April 1st, all you do is to put it in an escrow. So you put it in a designated savings, and whenever the teachers reach agreement, you take it from that designated savings. If you don't want to do an escrow, you put it in the 2023-2024 budget starting April 1st, and you put it in a contingency, meaning that a preparation for a cost, which has always happened on multiple occasions. And if you don't want to do that, you await the agreement, and then you do a supplemental budget. We have done 4 supplementary budget last year. It's a reallocation of funds from other places to the teachers. So nothing other than the power of government is being used to leverage the financial circumstances of the teachers. They know that the teachers are in need. They know that the teachers have debts that they have incurred. They know that the teachers are seeking lump sum payments to buy a car or to do things that their average salary is unlikely to afford. And knowing this, they're seeking to leverage their financial situation. And that is untenable and underhanded by a government. A government shouldn't seek to leverage your suffering against you. A government should seek to alleviate your suffering. And so, therefore, the teachers rightly have resisted that threat.
Okay. Senator Crawford, greetings once again. Shelz here. We see what going on in other streets, Senator. Teachers on strike right now, ongoing strike actions, and obviously one of my major concerns are the youth. Them, you understand, the students. Do you think that a lot of persons are saying the strike actions are a bit frequent? What are your views on this? And should the children have to be caught in the middle of this situation?
Well, if a strike action is frequent, then it means that the person striking feels moved at each time to take these actions. So therefore, the real person you have to look at is who is creating an environment for these strike actions to be frequent. It is a concern because we already have learning losses, and we have already not been doing enough to reverse those learning losses. The World Bank suggests that there's a need for $4 billion in investment for us to reverse the learning losses of COVID. In the last 2 years, the government have only put a total of $1 billion to that effort. So therefore, the children are already behind and now going to be extensively behind if the teachers continue to be absent. However, there is a longer-term negative that we must be concerned about. If Jamaica is not competitive for our teachers, then there are going to be shortages of teachers, not just by 1 day and 2 day demonstration, but by 1 year and 2 year inavailability. One school this Sunday had 20 spots that they had openings for, and they were applying for those 20 spots. The teachers have left the classroom, whether they have gone to other industries or they have gone to other countries. Last year, the highest level of teacher migration that the country has ever experienced. And there are schools on average with 6 teachers unavailable and PE teachers holding math classes just for an adult to be present. Now, if you understand the impact of that, every teacher absent impacts up to 160 students, because a secondary school teacher will have 4 cohorts. So let's say like I teach secondary school upper level math. I'll have 2 10 grades and 2 11 grades that I must teach. Each of them have 40 students. So every time one teacher becomes unavailable to a school, you have 160 students that don't have whether a trained teacher or an experienced teacher to teach them. So currently, for example, some principals have asked me to come to some math classes because it is the PE teacher that is hosting the math class, not teaching the math class, but just being there so that no fight and no coming out of class and no disturbance of other classes. Mm-hmm. And so there's a longer term of being demotivated teachers, disenfranchised teachers, and dissatisfied teachers of a full term or a full semester or a full year of absence as versus 2 years of industrial action.
Mm-hmm. Senator, in the context where the teachers are really not the only segment of the public servants that are making these demands, you proposed further increase to the tune of about 20 billion, I think is what you said.
Right.
But then there's also the police and other sectors that the government have to contend with.
Right.
Do you still believe that the funds can be found to satisfy pretty much all of these sectors?
Oh, yes, for sure. We have, as I said, $1 trillion. That was a boast that the government recently made. $1 trillion is $1,000 billion. That's what we have available within our budget. So the real question is, what are the priorities? I don't see why a police practitioner, a nurse, and a teacher isn't really treated as similar within a band. Why is it that a person risking their life, even if they say, oh, the teacher have a degree, but the police might not. But the police is taking a higher risk. So therefore, that should compensate for some of the remuneration that individual is taking. Or you might say, oh, the teacher don't work on weekends. That is in the classroom. The teacher don't teach on weekends. But the teacher mark papers on weekends. The teacher prepare for class on weekends. That is also part of the job. So I don't see why we shouldn't treat teachers, police, and nurses at level A in the same way. Of course, overtime and thing will be different. And teachers, police, and nurses at level B in the same way as a priority. The government can't seek to benefit from no new taxes as a political ploy, no increase in salaries to teachers as a political ploy, and then claim that they want to fix more roads. And if they give the teachers money, they can't fix more roads. The teachers should not be subsidizing road fixing. The teachers have indicated that the current take-home of $174,000 leaves them in a hole of $41,000. And these people are saying their rent is $46,000 a month. That is one of the lowest rents I've ever heard in my life. So therefore, if a teacher is paying rent of $70,000 or $80,000 per month, which is not New Kingston, then half of their salary is going just into
rent
a home and a board. Mm-hmm. Then how are they going to pay their children's school fee? If a teacher's daughter wants to be a doctor and study at the university for $2.4 million, then that is the entire teacher's salary.
Yeah. Now, do you believe the government will yield?
The government should yield, but I don't know if they will, because the government have been willing to be bad to the people, meaning act as if they're dominant. They have been willing to spread rumors like it's a politically motivated action when 96% said no and 66% recently said no. And they've also seemed to be willing to sacrifice the children. So if the government isn't moved to believe that this is very, very important, they may not yield, but I don't think the teachers will yield either.
So you don't have any reason? Do you have any reason to believe that the 2 casual days for today and tomorrow could very well be extended and the strike action could continue to next week?
Many teachers would not be consistent in going 5, 6, 7 days, but they may have multiple 2 days or multiple 1 day, because the teachers have great concern for the students. That is why $20,000 of their salary is for welfare on average. And if you look at a teacher working 20 days a month, which is 5 days for 4 weeks, and they have 3 children that they have some relationship with out of the 1,400. If you buy 3 children lunch for the day, that's $1,000 for 1 patty and 1 box drinks each. So many of the teachers are committed to the students, are being a part of the welfare remuneration, and I don't think they will go a long-term one time, but they may go multiple 2 days or multiple 1 days to show their disaffection. What is the greatest negative is that they may leave the country and leave the classroom at the end of the year and leave us with the grand shortage that we have been facing.
Damien Crawford, Senator Damion Crawford, thank you once again, and have a good day, my brother.
Respect,
My
sir.
brother, I'll always have a good day. Thank you, and same to you. King.
Respect.
Much
Yeah,
appreciated.
man. But see, I get more confident in things, so respect. And
Give thanks,
Yeah.
Fortis, you know it go. Respect.
All right, that's Senator Damion Crawford, of course, Shadow Minister of Education and Training. We decided to invite him to step into the studio, the on-air studio with us, and we had to ensure that we had some form of an agreement, Shelz, that he will be at his best behavior.
Yeah.
Do you have the signed document? Because if you don't, we have a problem.
In the document I did,
You must say I'll crush up that. Knowing him crush up that long time. Anyhow, we're gonna take a chance with him. Good morning, Rory.
Richie, you know if you use that.
Yeah, oh, you mean?
You know, so we know what them to do all now.
Yeah.
We just press button for my show, you know. We just press, and if I think work, it work.
No.
Yeah, man, for real. Rich the king.
It look like the
Hey, those we talk about you all the way on my show.
Really?
And it's so funny that yesterday morning was the first time my wife I watched the show on a TV.
Yeah.
And she never knows that's how you look.
Wow.
And the item too. Numbers and Adley.
Who's numbers?
Numbers is that
Shelz. Yeah, that's how my nickname on the office. Yeah.
And she said, boy, if you bring some gifts for the item. You know,
Wow.
see it, so, and a weapon inside it. I know that, when that fret a while ago, I know weapon and some gifts me have for the item. So
That's
you
all
can just
good.
pass it along.
Yeah, that's what something pass. All right.
First of all,
That's very nice of you. And
very,
your wife.
very nice gift.
Yeah.
Because she said, boy, when it look thirsty. So she said, boy, you know, pass apple juice all the way around.
Yeah,
All the way around.
Yeah, man.
See,
sir.
and then she said, boy, when it look hungry too.
Yeah,
She said,
man.
get it round.
Give thanks.
Yo,
All right.
the white squad can disappear
Yeah,
now.
man, we give
So my wife is a natty Congo, you know. She's
Yeah.
a real Russell man.
Oh, see,
and
see.
she looked upon me and said, boy, Rory, Richie, how much cameras you have running? I said, boy, it's 3 cameras. I said, John, when the light shine upon Richie be balling. It looked like it was so clean. So she gave some wipes now to wipe them. You know, see wipe the ball in. You understand? So like when you have to break them, you just wipe it quickly. That will last for about a month. Alright? It's 30 nights. So that will
Brethren,
work out for you.
thanks to your darling wife. She's a very considerate woman.
Good to see Mama Yashi.
I never saw this coming.
No, sir.
Honestly.
I know we're walking away. We see start fret and everybody start fret. On the Bob Marley days, when you leave, we used to beat people. We don't do that again.
No, when I saw your order, so I said to myself, but how we going to manage if we don't have the, you remember the security where usher Vegas out of the arena?
Yeah.
Where usher him out?
Yeah, usher him
I said,
out.
yeah, we need them kind of security right now with Rory in the building, you know. Man, oh man. So what on, brethren?
Why your show nice? You know,
Give thanks,
it's
man.
a nice show, and I appreciate. It's your accent, the way you talk. Because usually, when was I youth at opposite Andrew? You know,
Portland I come from, though.
I know Titchfield, and
Yeah,
I don't reach that yet.
All right.
But in our days, like opposite Andrew, raw tid boy, pass the white job on the milk, you know. But then your voice now it's the Portland version of that. My co-host is Lukey with the Titchfield too.
Oh,
Same
yeah?
time as you.
Big up Lukey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking for the streets. And,
Yeah, man.
he was explaining to me that
Product of the Portland.
you came from a rich family in Portland.
No.
In Titchfield, you're
Wrong
the
source.
most educated person.
Richard voice.
And I said to him, I remember when you used to sell insurance back in the 80s.
Yes, sir.
And you and my friend from RFM used to come and stone love dance and take over the thing from
GT.
us. GT.
Yes,
Take
man.
over our dance there.
Yeah, man.
When it's a start out.
You have good memory.
Yeah, man. I remember, and I tell everybody that it's only me and Beanie Man are the only 2 people who have heard you cuss bad word.
That must be a long time ago.
Remember we were on tour with a small island?
Yes.
You remember?
Yes, sir.
And they were on our way back, they took away your cologne.
Yes,
And you
yes.
started going bad.
Yo,
That was in
brethren.
shock.
Brethren.
Cologne, they sound dear.
Our expensive cologne.
Yeah, man, see it there?
I mean, I want to pay my robe, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We go all England one at a time. I robe. I say, Richie, what you buy? A phone you buy? Let me show you if you buy the phone, man. And the man just carry me get some big deals. But that island you're talking about, did you eat the crocodile meat?
No, I didn't.
You never eat it.
And you played an offensive tune yesterday too. And it was you, the pork tune. I wasn't very happy about that.
That?
Yeah, that pure
That Pluto should be done.
I'm surprised the engineer made it go along too.
No.
As a Rasta man.
It was played from this side.
Just press the red button.
But on a serious note, I've said it before. People need to know that in addition to all that you do as a selector and so on, I mean, all these big videos that you've been keeping company with Swiss Beats and Mary J. Blige and all these things that we're very proud of and we highlight. You are a serious roots reggae producer.
Yes, it is so true. You know, I wake up in the morning and when I take a shower, the water just bounce off and then bounce back on me again because it's rootified water.
And yesterday we got the opportunity of playing a song from Alicia Scott.
Where do you get that from?
Hardly, you sent it to. All right, keep it from somebody. But the important thing is we get it and we beat it yesterday. And Rory, that tune there, not even bad man can stop that.
You'd be surprised.
So what I want you to do now, in your capacity, not just as producer, but as Rory Stone Love, I want you intro that tune the fool live on the radio right now, Rory.
Yeah.
Ready? Now here comes this thing called Do You, from the system all the way from the place where they call Will Scene, formerly from the BBC, Radio 1, and BBC TV, the one and only Alicia Scott. Right.
We want to get now to our feature, Man Chat. And, of course, we take a look this morning at the topic, do men love differently than women?
Yes.
Joining the discussion this morning is Alaine Thorpe. He is a financial advisor and YouTuber who focuses on marriage and money.
Interesting.
You see, falling in love can be complicated. Dating jitters, social expectations, and gender dynamics can all impact the way we interact with a potential partner. And while all humans experience attachment in their own ways, there may be some differences in how men and women fall in love. Movies and popular culture might have you thinking women are the ones to develop feelings and fall in love first. But the opposite may actually be true, and so in many cases. We're going to explore all of that and much more with our guest at this time, looking at the topic, as we said, do men love differently than women? Let's now say good morning and welcome to Alaine Thorpe. Good morning, Alaine.
Blessings.
Morning, Richie. Good morning, Shelz. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure, bro. Go on. All right. So, right off the bat, you know, Alaine, do we as men really love differently than women? Is that how it's supposed to go?
Yeah, it's supposed to go so. The Bible says for go so.
Oh.
Enough people don't realize that. So the reality of the situation is that men don't accept love the same way that women accept love. And men tend to try to love women the way that they want to receive love. So in other words, the Bible says men must, the Bible says respect one another, and then the Bible says women should respect the husband, and then the Bible says men love the wife. You want to hear that part. It says respect one another, then it says the woman to respect the man, then it tells the man to love the wife. Men don't really want love, they want respect. Want to respect her, yeah man, you show with the respect, you make one know say we are the one. You know, really make nobody feel like them above we feel like we're alright there. So. Now, Jamaican men especially, we like to do that with our female counterparts and feel that it's enough, but it's not. We tell them so we rate them. We respect them.
Yeah.
We talk to them a certain way, like so we almost talk to a virgin. And we try to understand that sometimes, but it not really is really love them supposed to get. Why we just want respect. And then a lot of women now, them look on it and say, here what? Me want love you. Them want do all the things to us like them want give we the gifts and them something. They don't really want them things. Them want them things. So they're giving us what they want. So they're trying to teach us how to love them by trying to love us. But we don't accept it that way, if you get what I say.
What are some of the ways that you'd say that men show their love differently? than women?
All right. Well, a lot of times what we do, we take care of the stuff. We take care of the house. We give them, of course, the men who can afford to give the women money to deal with the house stuff. We do that. Sometimes our brethren of mine, he says, one way that he does it, he ensures that when it comes to the children, because he realizes that his wife do all of the things with the kids, he makes sure that him bring them to school, him drop them, him pick them up and all of them something there. Me, I wash the dishes. A lot of people don't see it that way, but I wash the dishes.
You mean consistently?
Consistently. So I mean, maybe not consistent as I should want it, but
Yeah. Do you choose which meals, like the meals that have the lighter amount of dishes being used, or it doesn't matter?
I wish I could, but
you're not allowed to.
No, man. She realized that, yo, sometimes we kind of avoid it, but she left it for me. She reminded me, hey, I'm over there, but I try to do a lot of things to make her life easier.
You must have a small family.
At this point, yes, I do.
Okay, at this point.
All right. Don't let me distract you. Continue.
Yeah, man. So, as men, what we want, as I said, we just want a certain level of respect. Acknowledge us. Acknowledge the effort that we're putting in, and it's a cycle, The more love we show our women, the more respect them show we. But you see, when them take away the respect, we start to take away the love, and it start this big crazy side, So what we want to do, we just need to know our woman. The reality is that I can tell you what I do to my wife all the time, and you can tell what you do with your woman to show love. But the reality, you have to know your woman, because my woman different from the next man woman.
It's true. Yeah, man, that is it. No, Alwyn, a narrative we hear enough in the streets is men are more logical or practical when it comes to relationships, and women mostly fall from a place of emotions and them emotional certain way when it comes to decision making in love. Is that true? It's very true. The lines no blur, none at all.
No.
Yeah.
Of course, you can always find the opposite in every situation where there's a woman that is more logical than her man. But the reality is that if you're going to look at statistics, the man them more logical. When my wife come to me with a problem and she just at me, and I just want her to stop talking so I can give her a solution. Because to me, that is a fix. But the moment I do that is a problem. So
I was thinking through that. So how you get through with that?
I see this real one time. I'm saying I'm gonna try it, and it worked. So every time she start talking, I'm stop her and say, "Hold on, babe, tell me this. You want a solution or you want support?" And if she says she wants a solution, I fix the problem. I tell her what to do. If she says she wants support, I just shut up and let it go on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna write that down.
I think I want to lead on to the next question now, which is how important really is it for men and women to make an effort to understand each other's love language?
It is extremely important, Richie. And let me tell you this. It's extremely important to understand it and to continue to pay attention to it because it changes. No people don't realize that this love language that your girl had or your man had at the time when you just get together, it changes. So where my wife was physical touch and quality time. No, sorry. It was quality time and acts of service, right? It changed a little bit because now she liked the words of affirmation too, because I always say, yo, babe, you look good. And you see the moment I stop saying, our problems now. So that has now moved up. Now, what you'll find is that people tend to have a specific love language. They tend to share or give love the way how they want love. So if you like gifts, you tend to give a lot of gifts. But you have to stop free what you want and focus on what they want, because at the end of the day, that will come off as selfish. As no matter how much money I spend on the gifts, they might see you as selfish because you're doing it wrong. Focus on what they like and how they like it, and try and give it to them how they want it. You understand?
Yeah, understood. Now, Alaine, so we can make you forward on the show and plug the YouTube. Because you talk about something important, marriage and money. Tell a little more about that. Because that sounds interesting.
Yeah, man. So my wife, Crystal, and I, we have a channel, and we're converting the format pretty soon. So we're going to have a lot of episodes coming out in a quick succession. We speak about money and marriage. So we're both in money because we're both financial advisors and we're both married. And we try to learn as much as possible about marriage. Of course, we cuss and we fight and all them something there. But we try it, as our marriage counselor tell us when we're premarital counseling, it's not about not fighting, it's about how to argue better. So we're going to argue. She remember she said, good couples and bad couples argue the same. It's just how they respond to each other. And I said, like how we're learning more about this, let us teach it and learn it more. Everything that we learn, we try to teach it. And then when it comes to money now, I tell you the amount of people that I have met that are married in debt, and money is the number one cause of divorce. It is the number one. It is not infidelity as most people might think.
Money.
So we say, you know what, let us give our viewers some ammunition to help them to stay married. And even the single people who are tuning in, ammunition to build up them financial portfolio. And then married people who want to have a better marriage, and the single people who want to get married, them say, all right, let me see what to look out for. So what are the red flags that we must look out for? What are the things? So, of course, Totally Thorpe is the name on YouTube and Instagram. You can follow us, check out our videos. We'll have a lot more coming. You can look out for them things there. Trust me.
Yeah, sounds really interesting. I'm going to check it out myself.
Yeah, man.
And, I think we're pretty much out of time for now. But, Alaine, I think with the kind of information that you've shared, I think we want to be having you back on this program sometime in the future. But thanks for the insights you shared this morning, man. I appreciate it.
Anytime, man.
Give our regards to your wife as well. Keep it going.
Will do. Thank you.
All right. Alaine Thorpe, ladies and gentlemen, a financial advisor and YouTuber.